Today we're comparing Samsung Galaxy S23 versus iPhone 14 Pro. Which is better?
Feels like he's tripping lately. Spaced out for sure. People are talking.
Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. Welcome back to Gadget Rev Now. Last week we just compared the cameras of these two phones and they perform similar, but the difference may sway you to buy one from the other. iPhone 14 Pro has better resolution on action mode, no shutter lag, and produces better low-light images and videos. While Samsung Galaxy S23 has better slow motion and 8K video recording, which for some might be a deal breaker because it is future-proof. In terms of release and age, Samsung Galaxy S23 is newer than iPhone 14 Pro. The newest iPhone was released September of last year, while Galaxy S23 was released early this year. So in terms of comparison, Galaxy S23 will probably be compared to the newer iPhone 15 Pro for about half a year before the newer S series comes in. The design and build of these two phones are really good, one of the best that you will find this year. Of course, iPhone 14 Pro has their own Corning-made glass with stainless steel frame, while Samsung Galaxy S23 is using the newest Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2 with aluminum frame. Both of these phones has IP68 protection, so you can swim with this phone for 1.5 meters in 30 minutes. Talking about screen, Samsung is one of the best AMOLED panel in the world, but I thought that iPhone 14 Pro is a bit better than S23. Although you can no longer see the difference between the two panels, iPhone 14 Pro has better PPI at 460 compared to 425 of S23, and the brightness can go up to 2000 nits of max brightness as opposed to 1750 on S23. iPhone 14 Pro also has a dynamic island for notification and other features with cool animations. Updates are also the strongest points of both phones. Galaxy S23 will give you 5 years of software support, while Apple is known to provide longer updates on iPhones. It may be able to reach 6 years or until iOS 22. So if you'll be holding on these two phones for quite a bit, then you are guaranteed to be supported for a long period of time. Battery life is also impressive on these two phones. Online, I see that Samsung Galaxy S23 is better than iPhone 14 Pro. We will do a separate battery test on these two phones, so stay tuned. I think that's everything we need to cover on these two phones. Now let's talk about performance. Now let's do a full speed test of these two phones from synthetic benchmark to real world test. Alright, let's start our speed test with our benchmark test using Geekbench 6. Galaxy S23 is using the newest Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, while iPhone 14 Pro is powered by Apple's A16 Bionic. Alright, it's almost 50-second difference between these two phones. Checking the result of Geekbench 6, we have 1979 in single core and 5266 in multi-cores for S23, and we have 2554 and 6572 respectively on iPhone 14 Pro. iPhone 14 Pro has a bit of a lead, but let's check the other speed test. Next is boot up test, and we will turn off both phones and turn it back on to COS faster. While waiting for these two phones to load up, checking out the price, the Samsung Galaxy S23 is 900 Canadian dollars on Best Buy, which is 1100 before, and iPhone 14 Pro is 1400 Canadian dollars on the base model 128 gigs. And here you go, iPhone 14 Pro loaded faster than Samsung Galaxy S23. Let's talk about the refresh rate starting with S23. It is adaptive refresh rate that goes from 48Hz to 120Hz. While iPhone also peaks at 120Hz, which we call ProMotion, but if you're not using the screen and only has always on display, it goes down to 1Hz on low power mode. So these two phones will have battery saving measures in terms of refresh rate, but iPhone 14 Pro is a bit better on this category.
Victory is in sight.
This is the gaming test starting with Galaxy S23, and for casual gaming it's a breeze. While playing Mobile Legends, you can go as high refresh rate and ultra graphics. Observing the temperature of this phone, it got warmer a bit on few minutes of gaming. Well, this is iPhone 14 Pro, and for casual game, it's also a breeze. While for Mobile Legends, it can be played on ultra refresh rate and ultra graphics. And the temperature of this phone is not as warm as S23, so I think iPhone 14 Pro is a better gaming phone, both graphic settings and temperature. Next, which phone will load apps faster, and we will have a counter on top of this video.
Look, in my line, I get ready. Feeling too trippy, get it cracking like a levy. I'ma show 'em all how to party if they let me. Cue the countdown and release the confetti. The party don't start till I get there. Sit aside and the rest in it ain't fair. I've been waiting on this moment my whole life. Yeah, give me my crown if it's just right. You make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you make it look good.
And for our RAM management test, we are reloading these apps.
Pull out with the top down, ain't anything, I'm way too hot now. I radiate, don't need a rear view, they behind me. Cause my future's so bright in my blind. Hold up, why I gotta shine so bright, don't need a reason. Escorting my haters out, they wish you sleep. Can't be nobody else, I'ma be myself. So they gon' have to watch me treat myself. You make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? Yeah, you make it look good. Don't let it watch yourself, huh? Cause you make it look good. Make it look good.
And lastly, the Wi-Fi speed test. And quickly checking, we're connected to the same Wi-Fi 5 network.
Make it look good. Watch yourself, huh? You make it look good.
Checking the results, we have 326 Mbps download speed and 91.1 Mbps upload speed for S23, and 325 Mbps download speed and 92 Mbps upload speed for iPhone 14 Pro. Almost the same numbers, so this is a tie for me. So this is the comparison and performance test of Samsung Galaxy S23 and iPhone 14 Pro. These two flagship phones are really good, but for me, iPhone 14 Pro is the safest bet, considering the faster performance, slightly better camera, and the fluidity of iOS to iPhone 14 Pro, and the fancy dynamic island. While Samsung Galaxy S23 is a really good choice for people who wants a good Android phone overall that matches the camera performance of iPhone with better battery life and will be supported for the next 5 years. Two great flagship phones that you will enjoy, but because iOS ages better, longer updates, and overall better camera performance, iPhone 14 Pro is slightly better. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed this video. I will do a battery test of these two phones next, so stay tuned. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.